How can a student acquire advanced vocabulary? Well, it all comes out of practice. You need to practice a lot, read a lot, and improve your English by reading, writing. Firstly, the use of very, V-E-R-Y. We have to limit its use and use other words instead. So today I shall discuss a few examples with you. Now let's take the first word, very important, and we use it very commonly. That this thing is very important or that is very important. But if in its place we use the word paramount, it just changes the sentence. Sentence looks better. Like here we say, for a successful business venture, hard work and dedication are paramount. Instead of just saying hard work and dedication are very important. That everybody knows it is very important. But if you can use a better word in place of very important, that will add to your score. Next, very noisy means boisterous. It can be very noisy. The teachers can be noisy when sitting in the staff, or women chatting with each other can be noisy. Men talking to each other can be very noisy. So instead of saying very noisy, we can say boisterous. Instead of using very again and again, it's better to use better words. And there are hundreds such examples available in this age of technology. You can just Google it and find out all these words. Let's see the example now. Children became boisterous after the librarian left. Or you can say the children became boisterous once their mother left home. And the children were very noisy in the library. After the librarian left, children became boisterous, so this becomes a better solution. Okay, now let's see the next word, which is very sad. And we often use these words. Very sad. Very sad is miserable. He felt miserable upon learning about his friend's betrayal. Yes, he felt very sad. Next is very funny, means hilarious. So instead of very funny, we can use the word hilarious. Like, I love listening to stand up comedians, they are hilarious. You can, instead of saying they are very funny, because everybody does so. Everybody uses very funny. So you don't, and you try and use hilarious. Next is very cheap in the sense we're talking about affordability. Very cheap, affordable. So Delhi's traffic congestion can be reduced by the availability of very cheap public transport. That is public transport is which can be easily accessed by commoners. Now, Delhi's traffic congestion can be reduced by the availability of affordable public transport. When we can use a good word, affordable, so why should we use very cheap? So, very valuable, that means invaluable. It has immense value for you. Like technology plays a very valuable role in education these days, and it's true. We can also say technology plays an invaluable role. See how the sentence changes. And though the meaning is the same, but this one is sharper, crisper. Let's go on to the next one. Very big. Very big means significant. So there has been a very big increase in the number of women in civil services. And instead of this, if we say there has been a significant increase, so that's a better word. Very bad, detrimental. It can be detrimental to health, it can be detrimental to relationships, various things. Like the excessive use of social media can have a detrimental effect on interpersonal relationships. That is waning. So Instead of saying very bad effect, we can say detrimental. Now we come to the next word, very difficult. We keep using these words, very difficult, very easy, very hard. So instead of that, we can say challenging, or it's a daunting task, or an uphill task. So the process of learning a new skill can be very difficult. So instead of that, you can say it can be extremely challenging, or it can be daunting. The last one is very serious, means grave. So stealing from a government office is a very serious crime. So instead of that, if we say stealing from a government office is grave, that means it's way too serious. So to improve your vocabulary, to get a better band score, this is just an example how you should go about it. Some berries you will not be able to take out, but most of them you will be if you just keep adding to your vocabulary and learning new ways to improve your vocabulary. I'll be posting my next video again on vocabulary. Hope you've understood the use of good vocabulary. This is very essential. Again, utmost importance for to get a high band score, especially in writing as well as speaking. Though in speaking you can use an informal tone, but the use of good vocabulary is always welcome, will fetch you a good band score, and in writing too. So do make an effort, keep reading, keep writing, and it's a lifelong learning. Not that you're just preparing for IELTS and that's it, you'll forget about it. No, you'll remember it throughout your life and you'll be using these words again and again, and that will be a good practice for you. Please do practice, read, write, and do well in your exam.